Welcome to the Hawks Nest on this wonderful Wednesday, January 15th, as we look at the Humber Hawks taking on the Niagara Knights. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Will Shukri, joined here by Zach Benoit. And we got a heck of a matchup tonight. The first place Humber Hawks, a perfect 13-0. And the Niagara Knights, 5th in OCAA West, 7-5. What do we got lined up for us today?
Oh, we got a tremendous match lined up here. The Humber Hawks, they are dominating. Again, 13-0. Even the men's side, they don't care. They take no prisoners, sitting in first place. The Niagara Knights, on the other hand, it hasn't been their best seasons. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They're sitting 7-5 on the year. And they're in the middle of the pack right there, just trying to continue to fight for a playoff spot, looking to try to get better every single day. And you can see the numbers there. Humber's sitting at a .356 hit percentage to Niagara's .210. That is the drastic difference between these two teams. The Hawks, though, they have a lot of dynamic players.
The Hawks absolutely have a lot of dynamic players. You just mentioned that sky-high hitting percentage. There's one man who's got a lot to do with that. Taven Blackmore leading the OCAA in service aces, and he's second in the OCAA in kills per set. And you can see there a hitting percentage of 36.3, 140 kills in just 38 sets.
Yeah, he does a lot of things right, and you know, he's not just a player where you can say, okay, he's going to get a lot of kills. He's that single-handedly type of player. No, he does everything with the ball. 140 kills, 28 service aces, which leads the team, and 51 digs. He is a player that you can generate and get confidence with on all three aspects of the court. Those type of players, it is hard to come by, but he does it so dynamically well.
It should be mentioned as well, 4.6 points per set. That leads the OCAA as well. So top two in 3 different offensive categories. And we'll throw it now to our PA announcer as we get ready to get going.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Nest here at the Humber Athletic Center for tonight's matchup between the visiting Niagara Knights and your Humber Hawks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your officials for the game. The first referee is Ali Sharifulam. Second referee, Andy Vu. And the line judges are Tanira Mayuratun and Veronica Hernandez. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome the starting lineups for both the teams. Firstly, for the Niagara Knights. Leading off from Winnipeg, Manitoba is a 5'11" setter, number 3, Leland Parento. From Welland, Ontario is a 6'4" playing middle, number 4, Riley Orr. From Richmond Hill, Ontario is a 6'3" playing middle, number 6, Liam Marchetti. From Winnipeg, Manitoba is a 6'8" outside hitter, number 7, Wisdom Smith. From St. Catharines, Ontario is a 6'1" outside hitter, number 8, Ashton Newitz. And from Surrey, British Columbia is a 6'4" playing middle, number 12, Rowan Rudderkop. The libero for the game from St. Catharines is a 6 foot tall, number 10, Micah Newitz. And the head coach for the Niagara Knights is Steve Stone. Leading off from Toronto is a 6'3", playing middle, number 6'3" outside hitter, number 8, Kyle Grant Phillips. From Mississauga, he's playing middle, 6'5", number 11, Alec Loney. And from Ottawa, Ontario, a 6'3" outside hitter, number 16, David Blackmore. The liberos for the game. Firstly, from Kharkiv is a 6' tall, number 1, Mikhailo Sainov. And from Scarborough, Ontario, a 5'9", number 15, Alex Senai.
So both of these teams primed and ready to get going. As we mentioned earlier, Humber 13-0, the 6th time in Coach Wilkins' history that his team has started a season perfect 13. Looking to make it 14 tonight.
And it should be a very good game. All time, Humber at home against the Knights, 20-5. They dominated Niagara and look to continue to try to do that. You see on the screen right there, Taven Blackmore continuing just to have a dominant year. We don't talk about the MVP race usually, but it's looking like he is up there for the MVP award this year for men's volleyball. He is leading in so many stats.
To start with the proceedings,
Division
for
points
Niagara.
percent,
Number
service
3,
ace
Lee
percent. He is just
Parento.
dominant all around.
And it's Leland Parento with the first serve of the game. Parento sends it over. Gray Phillips set up Blackmore with his first of the game. And that block will come all the way the other end, coming out of bounds.
That just shows the dominance of Blackmore right there. Look at that one. Hammers it, gets the dig, but the ball sails out of bounds, and that's his first kill of the match.
Nicholson with the serve there. Returned by Niagara as Michael McAlpine just couldn't get the block. McAlpine and Loney up front there. Some of the best blockers in the OCAA. And it's Ashton Newitz now. Newitz handled by Humber. Big up, McAlpine blocked. Again, Blackmore just tips it over the net. Returned by Niagara. Good job from Nicholson, controlled. McAlpine gently over the net. Niagara returning again. And off of the fingers of Taven Blackmore. And Niagara starts leading 2-1.
That play right there, just a big broken down play for the side of the Hawks. Never really were able to get settled, get a clean look and a clean shot to try to get a kill. But Niagara, on the other hand, putting the pressure on, weren't allowing the Hawks much room to breathe.
Handled by Gray Phillips. Over to McAlpine. Oh my! Spiked down by Loney for his first kill of the day.
Alec Loney might not be the household name you know from this Humber Hawks team with, again, another team that has plenty of talent, but he is such a dynamic and effective player for Humber. Does everything you need him to do. A great middle as well as just a fantastic server.
Taven Blackmore now leading the OCAA in kills per set, and that is why, my goodness.
Not only leading in kills per set, but the service aces per set. He is dominant.
That is the stat that I meant to say. Thank you very much, Zach. Another strong service and another service ace. You know, when you lead the league in as many categories as Taven Blackmore does, you're going to have to excuse me when I mix them up sometimes.
Back-to-back service aces, and I mean, this is the part of the game he loves the most. He's so he values his service aces so high as he hits this one off of McAlpine's head. And, you know, I don't blame him. McAlpine, very tall guy. Very, very tall guy.
Now, there's a reason they lace those fingers behind the head. They're ready. They're ready.
They're expecting the bullet off of one of their teammates.
Rowan Reddecup now. Gently over the net. Handled by Kyle Gray Phillips, and then Alex Loney set up for the kill. Humber off to a quick 5-3 lead here. A position they're very comfortable in, leading at the beginning of a set. And here's Alex Loney, 5th in the OCAA for service aces per set. That one's dropped into the backcourt. Gently over the net. And again, just tipped by Kyle Gray Phillips.
KGP, I mean, he has been doing it his whole Hawks career. Such a dynamic, effective player. So smart at the net, too. He can read if a block is going to be too strong for a kill, so he just goes for the tip over.
Loney just off the top of the net. Possession switches back to Niagara. Wisdom Smith serving for Niagara now. High service that is way wide left. You can see he threw that ball up all the way into the rafters for that serve. To no avail as Michael McAlpine back for the Hawks. Strong over the net. And maybe some accidental interference from head coach Steve Stone, as Wisdom Smith just couldn't get to that dig.
And McAlpine with the McAce. He's out doing it again.
Another strong serve. Off of the net, returned. Gray Phillips, another strong. And
tack line violation.
Good catch there, Park.
Newitz, yeah, Newitz was coming from the back court, got his foot over that line. And the ref saw it. Humber get the ball.
Yeah, just maybe a bit of bad luck there for the Knights as Michael McAlpine, another serve. Another strong serve, but it's handled well. Back over, good dig from McAlpine. But a battle at the net, Nicholson is gonna lose it.
Newitz had to be careful there. His foot, again, very close to being over that attack line. The ref didn't catch it that time.
But a very similar play to the last. It's the serve from Liam Marchetti, native of Richmond Hill. Marchetti handled by Kyle Gray Phillips. The fake to Nazir Francis. Gray Phillips' spike is handled, and then a good block at the net from Nazir Francis and Kyle Gray Phillips. Humber up 6-9.
The block there, you saw it. Humber, great block. It just goes out of bounds, just missing that sideline.
And that is on me. So yes, leading 9-6, but that was not their 9th point.
Well, they get it right back there, though, the service air.
Good awareness from Kyle Gray Phillips there, ducking out of the way. And now he'll serve. Service handled by Marchetti. A battle at the net. Taven Blackmore just about faked his way in, and a double hit there will give Humber the point, as some more miscommunication from this Knights squad early on in this set.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a broken play. It looked like the setter there, Lilian Paranto, just went to go up and try to fake a set and push it over the net, but just did not get enough power under it.
Gray Phillips sends his second serve out of bounds for an error. And Niagara maybe a little lucky getting the ball back with just a 4-point swing. Riley Orr now. Orr handled there by Sideoff. Over to Blackmore, a good block, but blocked out of bounds. Humber takes the point.
Again, Taven Blackmore just so tough to deal with. Does such a good job when it comes to kills. He's so strong.
And you can see the vertical head and shoulders above the net. There's the serve from Nazir Francis. Sent back over, good block and a good recovery from Nicholson. Blackmore's spike is blocked. Over to Wisdom, out. No, they're calling it inbounds. Point goes to Niagara.
That's just a great job. One on the side for Humber. Josh Nicholson going up and realizing, gotta get to the ball first after trying to go for the block, puts it up, keeps the play alive. And then the same thing happens on the side of Niagara with Newitz. He does the exact same thing, realizes, goes up for the block. I need to get the ball up again. Great awareness by both setters.
Leland Perronton again now. Sent long and wide. Humber now a 5-point lead, 13-8 as possession switches back over, and Josh Nicholson ready for the serve. Over the net, handled by Niagara. Big spike by Newitz. McAlpine trying to find that back corner, but just long.
Josh Nicholson just laid the body on the line right there for that dig in the back court. That's fantastic work out of Humber's setter.
Ashton Newitz now. Up, Kyle Gray-Phillips, and Loney just missed the sharp angle kill. That would have been a nice one.
Looked like that one was set up for a little bit of a tough angle for Loney. He was more so coming from right behind him.
Ashton Newitz, second serve. Gently into the front court. David Blackmore with a big spike blocked. Nicholson over to McAlpine, again blocked. Blackmore off the foot, back for side off. Over to McAlpine, blocked again, but this one gets through. A strong rally and a save off of the left foot of Tavon Blackmore. My goodness.
Kick, save, and a beauty. Blackmore, I mean, your last resort as a volleyball player, always taught, very last resort. Kick it, use your foot, and he does that to perfection, stays alive, gets the point, and he's back at the service line.
Now already one service ace for Blackmore today. And just a miscue from Liam Marchetti, fails to get it over the net.
What a game to start off for Blackmore. I mean, you know, he might not have the crazy kill totals, but it's the little plays that don't get put on, he makes a big impact on.
And another good serve there. Oh my, what a kill from number 12, Rowan Redcop. An emphatic spike to give Humber possession back, or Niagara rather. And still just a 4-point lead for the Hawks here. Rowan Redcop. Gentle serve, handled by KGP. The fake. McAlpine with a good spike there, and then a good block from Humber. And Wisdom Smith with good timing is going to find the Humber blockers on their way down. Nothing done.
Just staying alive here is the Niagara Knights. Humber, they're playing a really sound game, but the Knights, they're staying nitty, they're staying gritty, and they're staying in this game. The wall on their side has been exceptional so far. This might be the most trouble we've seen this Humber front core have trying to kill.
Nicely over by KGP, but they're going to call it a violation.
Yeah, he stepped over that middle line.
And you're absolutely right. We have not seen Humber's offense shut down like this so far. Now they're still leading 15-3, but we've never seen a defensive wall be this successful against the likes of Taven Blackmore and Michael McAlpine. And that one just an awkward angle from McKelly Sidoff.
1-point game here, 15-14, and it's getting close. Credit to Niagara, they're keeping it very, very tight-knit right now. We haven't seen Blackmore get blocked as much as he has. We haven't seen KGP get blocked as much as he has.
And McAlpine's strike is going to be long, and we have a tied game at the Hawks' Nest. 15-all in this first set. And Humber maybe in an unfamiliar position here, Zach.
Very unfamiliar. Hawks not used to this whatsoever. They've dominated really all year long.
Handled by Humber, and another good block, but this time the violation will be against Niagara. So both of these teams playing up close to the net. They're risking a lot with these net front battles. And Alex Loney now.
Sometimes you just gotta, put the body on the line. That's exactly what both teams are doing.
Loney's serve is handled nicely. Wisdom Smith off the antenna. That will be Humber's point. It was a nice play from Wisdom Smith to Leland Parento, but just doesn't go through. And here's Kevin Loney. And more miscommunication from Niagara there. It was Leland Parento who set that ball up a little behind Riley Orr. And Alec Loney once again.
Yeah, just a little bit of an awkward play right there. Orr was trying to be a quick set, but he was expecting a long.
Low serve, good dig, and my goodness, Kyle Gray Phillips. What a block, sending that over everybody into the backcourt.
Who needs a secondary or help on a block? Look at this! The Great Wall of Humber returns for the men's team.
And that will force Niagara to call a timeout as Humber, a quick 4-point run, turn it from a 15-15 tie to a 19-15 lead.
This is the Hawks team we've seen really night in and night out so far this season in the OCAA. They play a sound, solid game, and when they get hot and they get rolling. It has been a fun year, and Humber just continue to show why. They are 13-0.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, that Humber just dominant so far this season, but it's the runs. This team will go on runs if you let them. It may be a tie game, but the next time you blink, Humber can be up 5, up 6. That was a 4-point run from Alec Loney in particular, as he'll go back to the service line still. And I mentioned earlier, second on this team in service aces, 5 behind Taven Blackmore, and 10th, or 5th rather, in the OCAA. There he is now. Serve deep into the backcourt. Parento. Oh, and a good kill there from Ashton Newitt. Breaking through Nazir Francis.
Newitt comes flying from the backcourt there. Big time play for Niagara. Humber, they are closing in, but again, it's only a 3-point game. Anything can go here. This is definitely not going to be a walk in the park for the Hawks.
And Matthew Chakix now. His serve is long. Possession will switch back over. Humber up 20-16 now.
We talked about how good the blocking has been for the side of Niagara. Well, they actually lead the West Division. They have the best average at 2.35 blocks per set.
So it might only be a surprise to us, as a good block from Humber there just doesn't go their way off the left hand of Nicholson. Niagara collects the point.
Sometimes a good offense is a really good defense, and that's exactly what Niagara are doing and why they've had some success this year. The last time the Hawks lost to Niagara, it was back on January 10th last year in Niagara College. They won in November of 2024.
Good dig there from Taylor. Oh my goodness. What a set from Josh Nicholson, and what a finish from Nazir Francis. Right into his wheelhouse, my goodness.
That right there, you said it, the wheelhouse of Nazir Francis, the bread and butter. He ain't gonna miss many of those. He capitalized there.
Serve from KGP just clips the top of the net. Both teams making some substitutions here. And the serve from Noah Tremblay. Nicely handled from Humber. Nicholson gently over the net, almost caught him looking. McAlpine, Nicholson over to Blackmore and blocked again. We've mentioned it more than a couple of times, and you just mentioned, Zach, this is the best blocking team in the OCAA West.
Humber got to figure out a way to either hit around it or just try to, get through it. But the block has been so vital for Niagara this year.
Yeah, maybe changing the timing can be a tool for Humber, like we just saw in that Nazir Francis kill. But here's Niagara, gonna send it back over. Side off the dig, over to Blackmore. Tried for the power, went for the finesse. But a nice play, very reminiscent to that Nazir Francis kill. And Niagara's gonna get one back, 21-20, forcing Humber to call their first timeout of the set.
But one thing to notice there is Humber, Tay Blackmore goes up for the spike and he decides to tip because he's been blocked his last 3 attempts. And as a hitter, that gets into your head a little bit because you don't want to keep hitting into the block, losing these points. But the tip, Niagara, they're reading it beautifully as well. So it's an interesting strategy here. But we also saw a couple plays before that, Nicholson faked the set over to Blackmore, went backwards to McAlpine. Nobody was covering the block, and it almost leads to a point. So right there, you got to look towards Josh Nicholson. Look towards the 5th-year player on how he's going to continue to just be deceptive with his sets. If he can be very deceptive, get these blockers going to the wrong side, it's going to be a good plan for Humber going forward. But if these blockers are still going to be able to read where he's setting it to, it's going to be a tough day at the office for these Humber hitters.
Yeah, I really look for Tavon Blackmore to kind of become misdirection, right? I'm a hockey guy deep down. It's like when you got a really good shot on the power play, you don't want to just run it through that guy because the defense is going to adapt, but you need to keep them there as a credible threat. Niagara can't forget about the power of Tavon Blackmore, but Humber can't rely on it for their offense.
If you're Humber, you just got to remember how much wealth you actually have on this team. This team is a very deep and talented squad. Everybody can kind of have a night where they just pop off. And at nights where Blackmore's getting blocked like he is right now, look to other guys like McAlpine, Loney, Francis, KGP. You have so many options, and it'll be interesting to see how head coach Wayne Wilkins uses these strategies against a team that blocks so well.
And just long there for Paul Manna. And it is going to be interesting to see how Coach Wayne Wilkins changes the strategy here, because this Humber team, they haven't had to do it a whole lot this season. There have been a couple of close games, but for the most part, Humber hasn't faced a whole lot of adversity. Niagara clearly has a game plan that matches up well against Humber. Interesting to see if any changes will happen.
You also got to look at the fact, Humber, they've only dropped 4 sets. 39 sets won to 4 sets lost. Niagara is threatening. Now we hear the Hawks Nest come a little bit to life here.
Really nice misdirection there by Josh Nicholson, and you talked about it. Do things that they don't see coming. As Nicholson gonna come out here for Caleb Hewitt.
And Hewitt, another guy that has amazing deception in his sets. Very crafty. Humber have a fantastic 1-2 punch. The Knights call a timeout, but Hewitt comes on here to serve. But don't be surprised when you see him at the net. He's just faking a set over and he's pushing it over the net. He does it so well. One of the best I've seen in the OCAA.
He is everywhere. So 23-21 is where your score sits here. Humber 2 points away from clinching the first set, going up 1-0. You can see here head coach Wayne Wilkins talking to his squad here. Wayne Wilkins in his 28th season at the helm for the Hawks. He owns a record of 435 wins and 139 losses. Opposite to him, Steve Stone in his 3rd season at Niagara. And Stone coaches the women's team as well in his 1st season with them.
Yeah, he just took over for the program, so he is the full program runner for this Niagara College volleyball. But things get interesting here. This is a pretty big swing point for the Hawks. If they can get this one, massive. They're up 24-21. And oh, a rare, and I mean rare miscue off the hand of Caleb.
And Caleb Hewitt was brought in for that serve, and for that serve only. And he knows it. And unfortunately, the game plan just not coming to fruition there, as they brought out Nicholson for the better service taker. But it does not go their way, as it's a one-point game now.
And things continue to get interesting here in set number 1.
Nice set from side off. Over to Blackmore. Hand under the ball for the dig. Wisdom Smith. The block goes off of Loney.
That is a beautiful pancake right there for the side of the Knights. I mean, that's a last effort play that just executes perfectly. You just get the hand under there, you saw it, the ball pops up. Fantastic job done by the Knights.
So all tied at 23 now. Gentle serve, good dig there. And a good kill from Josh Nicholson. Niagara unable to handle it.
And that's the thing, you gotta go quickly if you're the side of Humber. Niagara, they haven't been able to adapt to that quick set. Loney just displayed it beautifully right there, getting the kill.
And now at set point, there's nobody you'd rather with the ball in his hands. The best service taker in the OCAA. A good dig from Niagara and a good set. My goodness. Rowan Redcop, his second emphatic kill of the game. And you can see there right in the wheelhouse.
And now we go to that deuce situation. And again, if you're just tuning into volleyball for the first time, deuce, you gotta win by 2.
Good dig from side off. Fakes to Loney, McAlpine crushes it cross court.
And that's what I mean, the deception right there in Nicholson's serves, or sets, excuse me. Everybody was pulling to the power side, but then you had McAlpine on the opposite side. Nobody was covering him whatsoever. Clean kill, Humber up by 1.
And now Loney with a chance to win it into the net, and we go back to deuce. Wisdom Smith here. Gentle serve, handled by Blackmore. Served up, and it's another deceptive set. Nicholson again, over to side off. To McAlpine, good cross-court crush. Once again, handled by Niagara. The point goes to Humber. 4 touches
So
for
Niagara was hoping that it hit off one of the arms of the block, but you can the top part of the net, that white strip, that's where it made contact. And, well, Niagara just can't come away with that one.
And now McAlpine serving. A strong serve to the backcourt. Set up for Niagara. Handled by Humber. And a nice attempt there. And then a cross-court spike. They're calling it out of bounds.
Humber hit the net, though. Everybody on the side of Niagara wanted that call. The head ref was the one that saw it.
So the correct call made at the end of the day.
Yeah, right back to 26-26, and a little bit of contact. It's very close. But things continue to get interesting. These two teams just battling it out back and forth, back and forth.
Marchetti with the serve now. And that is long. Advantage goes back to Humber. And we have another set point situation here.
And if you're the Hawks, you haven't gone down in the deuce yet. You've been up every time. It's either been tied or you have the advantage. They just need to put it away right here.
Yeah, Niagara on their heels. KGP with an opportunity here. His service is long. Back to a deuce situation. So once again, Humber gets the advantage. Niagara ties it up again.
Gotta look out for key players. Josh Nicholson, this is the time where he needs to be deceptive. It's a time where he needs to take control here of the offense.
Dug by Blackmore, straight over, and now Humber is down in the deuce situation. Advantage goes to Niagara.
Newitz just had a massive kill, and just seems like nobody picked him up on the block for the side of Humber. First time, like you mentioned, they're down here in the extra point phase. So be interesting to see what the plan of attack here is for Wayne Wilkins' squad. But again, it's been working with the deception. When you're faking that push out wide to the power, but then you go to the offside, it's been working. Humber have had some great opportunities there. We saw it with Michael McAlpine. But you gotta continue to lure that deception. This is a team in the Niagara Knights that are so good at blocking kills. They're the best in the Western Conference, and it's definitely gonna be a dogfight. Humber, they're already getting tested early.
Yeah, and you talk about misdirection, and you wonder how Humber handles it. Player like Taven Blackmore, only 2 kills so far in this set.
The offense, it's been very, very quiet for Humber. We've seen a couple of guys get some good looks, but for the most part, it's just been mistakes that Niagara have made. Humber capitalizing on some of the deception plays. We haven't really seen anybody take over like we know they can do. Like guys like Taven Blackmore, a guy like Izzier Francis. We haven't seen a big takeover from them yet.
And here it is now, and that will be the end of set 1. As Taven Blackmore can't handle the serve. And Humber drops just their 5th set of the year here. You can see Seidoff was diving for it.
Yeah, he tried to go down for it, but it looked like when Blackmore was on his back foot, he was just a little bit off with that attempt. Nothing to hang your heads, though, if you're the Hawks. You gotta just keep battling. You gotta keep the energy, the pace up. You're playing a great game. It just kind of will come down to the last-minute efforts when it comes to these sets.
Yeah, if you're Humber right now, you don't want to let this really get in your head, right? You don't want to keep thinking back to, oh, we lost that set. We lost that first set. At the end of the day, Humber should know that they're the better team out here, a 13-0 record. Obviously, this was only their 5th set lost this year. Humber needs to take confidence in their game.
And again, this is only their 5th set loss of the year. They are still atop the OCAA. They're still a dominant team. It just, that first set, Niagara, they came out to play. Humber, they were expecting a good Niagara team, but they weren't expecting a performance like that. So it kind of feels like they got their toes stepped on a little bit. But now I wouldn't be surprised if you see this Hawk squad wake up and realize, hey, they're coming at us hard here. They're attacking us. Now we got to defend home court.
And yeah, you wonder how Humber going to respond right at the beginning of this next set. You really want to see him go on a quick run, maybe a quick 4-5 point run, get their confidence back. And you mentioned only their 5th set loss of the year. And even with 5, that is still well in first. The closest team behind them is Centennial College out of the Eastern Division with 15 set losses. So Humber still 10 ahead of the closest trailing team.
Yeah, they're just a very fundamentally sound team, and they're a team that you got to keep your head up. You can't let those things get you down. Play a great second set here, get back on the board, win that 3rd set, and then you lay it all on the line for set number 4.
So 29-27 was the final score of that first set. Niagara tied the game, or the set, at 24. During the deuce, Humber received the advantage 3 times, each time Niagara battling back, eventually getting the advantage themselves. And then a miss hit from Taven Blackmore resulted in a service ace for Niagara to seal the first set.
And you can see usually, Humber, when they're in their meetings between sets, there's a couple smiles, couple laughs. This is a serious look on that team. They were not expecting that first set to go that way. These players understand, hey, it's time for us to step up and level up.
You know, it's all about putting on a performance that you guys can be proud of in your room. This is the best team in Ontario, tied for top in the nation right now. There's only one other team in Canada that is undefeated, and it's the College of the Rockies. Serve comes over, handled by Niagara. There's Wisdom Smith, misses the tip, and Humber takes the first point of the set.
But it's interesting if you notice there, on the wall, there were 3 blockers. Humber, they elected to just give up that kind of tip to the right side. They said, we're sending 3.
So maybe got a little lucky there with the miss from Wisdom Smith. And again, Niagara goes for that tip play, maybe some misdirection attempted, and it does not go. Josh Nicholson serving his 3rd consecutive. Handled nicely by Niagara. Back over, what a dig from Nicholson. Set by Blackmore, and McAlpine's strike was blocked.
And again, on plays like that where Nicholson, yes, he makes a fantastic play, but for the set, he's completely out of it. And that's your setter. That's the guy that you want that second ball going to every single time. And without him, the deception of the set going out wide, you saw there 2 blockers just got covered McAlpine.
Set up by Nicholson. Well struck by Loney, but Niagara will handle it. And there is a good attempted block there from Humber.
This Niagara Knights team, they're not shying away. They're being aggressive. Humber, they sent 3 again. That's something to notice as the set continues. They are continuing to send 3 blockers.
Service there from Niagara. Tipped by Loney, but a good dig from the Knights. Loney again gets it deep into the backcourt. There's a save from side off. Nicholson, good set. McAlpine, it's in for the Humber point. 3-2.
Beautiful case right there from McAlpine to hit around the block. They were tailing him. He had a little bit of room to work with between the post and the arm. And he just got that sliver, and he found a great spot in the backcourt.
Yeah, and McAlpine targeted for the 3rd consecutive possession, as here's Blackmore with the serve. Barely handled by Niagara, sent back over. A little rally here. Good block from Humber, but Josh Nicholson just couldn't get there.
That's a tough break for the Hawks because McAlpine, that ball went up and he lost complete sight of it. Did not know where it goes. You see, he blocks it and just turns the wrong way. If he flips the other way and sees it, usually with his reaction time, he's able to just punch that back up into the air.
But unfortunately, just in his blind spot as he turned the wrong direction. Set up by Nicholson. There's Blackmore, blocked again. Set up. Niagara gets it over. Good save from McAlpine to Nicholson. Kyle Gray-Phillips is long.
They're going to say it hit off the wall. It looked like by Wisdom Smith. Off the hands, the ball did kind of jump up a little bit. So the Hawks get the ball, even things up here. It's even 3-3, or excuse me, 4-3 for Humber.
Alec Loney with the serve here. Humber leading 4-3. Some substitutions made here for Niagara. Micah Newitz comes in.
But again, you can notice that early on in set number 2, the Hawks, they want to get Blackmore involved in this game. They know how dynamic of a player he is. They keep sending it out to him. Tough timing right there for Francis going up for the block.
And a really nice kill there from number 4, Riley Orr. Wonder if he's also a hockey fan.
When was the last time you looked up at that big board and you see more kills for the away team than you do for the Hawks? It has been a long time.
And past that, only 3 Humber Hawks that have more than 1 kill right now. There's Blackmore, finally gets another, as it was a strong dig from the Knights, but nobody there to pick up the rebound.
Yeah, they get him on the board, and that's good for the confidence of Blackmore. You've now gotten another one. Get some momentum on your side and go swinging.
And Blackmore's a player who plays with emotion. When he gets going, he's better. When he's not going, he's worse. And there is another good kill from the Knights. Zach, they're kind of picking apart the Hawks in the second set right now.
Knights are doing a fantastic job hitting around the block. They're looking for openings when they're going up, and they are capitalizing and just absolutely destroying those openings.
There's Marchetti now. Gray Phillips now set up really nicely, hit by Francis. Side off with a good save. There's a strong kill from Kyle Gray Phillips.
Get your vet in KGP going. It has been a quiet day for all of the Humber Hawks hitters so far. You gotta get these guys going, get their emotion into the game, because once that happens, this team, unstoppable.
And the emotion is key. This Humber team may be a little demoralized right now. They gotta get going, and this might be the guy to do it. KGP with a good serve. Oh my! But a strong kill from Niagara, as that goes right off of the side of Michael McAlpine's head.
There are not many times I've seen Michael McAlpine have to turn like that on a kill. He is a player that he stands his ground, one of the toughest I've seen in the OCAA. And that one made him have to turn. That was a bullet.
Good dig from side off and a good set, but once again, Taven Blackmore. This time Humber will get the point because it went out of bounds, but you know that Taven Blackmore feels a lot differently when that kill hits the ground. Nazir Francis now. Right into the middle of the net for a tough service error. And this has been an even set, all tied at 7 still.
And usually when Humber's rolling, they have a lot of confidence. You can hear their bench. Their bench right now, though, very quiet. They haven't been able to get acclimated into this one yet.
Leland Parenteau with the serve now. Dug by Blackmore. Nicholson. Good deception. He goes right to McAlpine instead of left to Loney. Niagara simply can't handle it.
That's what you need to do. You saw they saw the 2 hitters on the right side, so they thought they had a 50-50 shot of who was going to get the ball. Great deception, Nicholson. You have an opening for McAlpine.
And some good defense there from Loney. Humber will get the point. And Josh Nicholson goes for his second straight serve.
And this is a good opportunity for the Hawks to create some space. They're playing a great game here in the second set, and it seems like they've gotten their energy back.
That service just long. And just like that, possession flips back over. Humber really needs to try and keep the small bit of momentum they've created in the last couple of possessions. Ashton knew it. Gray Phillips over to side off. McAlpine, that one's blocked, then goes out of bounds. A Humber point. Alex Segui coming in for Mikhailo side off. And Taven Blackmore at the service line. Maybe a place where he can kind of gain some confidence here. Strong serve into the backcourt, but a good dig, and a lift there goes uncalled. But it does not matter. Ball don't lie, and neither does Kyle Gray Phillips. And a bit of a conversation now.
Trying to figure out, I think the point might have gone to Niagara. And just trying to figure it out here.
Which would be surprising.
So I believe that, no, Humber will be getting the ball. It looks like that. So I think what was being argued was that it was either a double hit for the side of Humber or some type of violation. But the side judge here, he initiated that there was contact on the net by Niagara and that the point goes to the Hawks. So that was the big impact right there. The Humber Hawks, they do still have the ball.
Blackmore just off of the net. Tough serve to handle, and then good block from Alec Loney.
And look at that. That block wakes up the crowd.
A strong block there. And about that last play where there was some confusion as well, Niagara, a very obvious lift on their second touch of that possession that also went uncalled. And that dig goes off the roof. Point back to Niagara. 12-9 now in favor of the Hawks.
Yeah, that's just a tough one. You try to absorb the hit as much as you can, and when the arm swings even just a little bit, you can just see how much that ball will sail.
And the roof just not high enough that time. Dug by Gray Phillips, out of bounds. You could see Nicholson running for it. Could not get there in time, so a 12-10 for the Hawks now. It's a narrow margin, but they don't need more. Gray Phillips over to Nicholson. Strong kill from Alec Loney as he has started to take charge for this Humber offense and defense.
All you got to do is get the points quick, get these quick sets to start working in your favor. And that's exactly what it's happening here. They're playing a better game right now. It seems like they're starting to click on all cylinders.
Yeah, it was a really rough start for Humber at the start of this set, but good resilience there. Nicely handled by Nicholson. And they're going to call it against Humber. So Humber hit the net. And Coach Wilkins does not agree.
He's going to say Nazir Francis was the one that made contact with the net.
And Coach Wilkins doesn't always make his thoughts known to the officials, but this was one of them. And ball does not lie. You can see Nicholson and Francis pointing to the sky.
Always, it never lies.
It never lies.
Never lies.
And Wilkins, still a couple of comments there for the official. The serve was well handled. Nicholson up for Taven Blackmore. That one will go.
That was electric. Blackmore from the back court. Everything about that play was perfect. You saw Niagara. They thought it was going to be a quick set right to Francis. Blackmore out of nowhere. The backcourt set just beautifully done.
And that just long by inches. So once again, Humber kind of shooting themselves in the foot there with these service errors. It seems like every time Humber starts to build a little bit of momentum, a serve goes long or a serve goes short, Niagara gets a chance right away to even the score. Here they are now, dug by Gray Phillips. Nicholson over to KGP, just a little long. As it was a nice play, but the timing was just a little off.
This is a close one again. Set number 2 has been a nail biter.
An absolute nail biter. My goodness. Josh Nicholson with the redirection. And he is so sneaky.
Again, that's the stuff you gotta do, and Nicholson, he's so smart with it. Mentioned being deceptive, you did it right there again. Fantastic job at a number 5.
Kyle Gray Phillips with the serve now. It's up just off the top of the net. A good dig from Niagara. Good misdirection there. And once again, it's Nicholson. The awareness at the net. A little tip And Humber, 16-13.
It's just such a smart play. Look at this. Nicholson goes up knowing it's going to be out of his reach. He backhands the ball into the defender's hands, out of bounds. It's just such a savvy heads-up play by number 5.
Showing his court IQ here tonight as Niagara forced to call their first timeout of the set, with Humber leading by 4, their largest margin in this second set.
But this is where you need to put it to bed. You gotta, if you already have the pressure on, you have your foot on the throats, now you just gotta press down. They're doing a great job putting on the pressure, and putting Niagara on their back foot. Now you gotta finish the job. The job's not finished, and that should be the message going into this timeout, is that, hey, we might be close, but the job is not done yet.
And Humber done a really, really good job at kind of switching the story in this set here. In my opinion, the first half of that second set, Niagara was the better team. They looked better, they were playing better together as a team, and they were picking apart the Hawks defense. But in the back end of this second set so far, it's been all Humber. Clutch plays from Alec Loney, clutch plays from Taven Blackmore, and more than anyone, clutch plays from number 5, Josh Nicholson. You can see the Hawks faithful here as Kyle Gray-Phillips gets ready to set point 17. Handled by Niagara. Back over gently. Well handled, my goodness. Nicholson with the block, Niagara again, and my goodness. Alex Segui, a couple of highlight reel plays. Unfortunately, it will not be enough.
They really tried to keep that ball alive. Segui, Blackmore, and Nicholson just did all they could. Just, you know, sometimes the luck does not fall in your favor.
So Noah Trombley for Niagara. Up by Blackmore. Set by Nicholson to McAlpine. That one's dug. Up again. Good blocks from Humber. Up front, Josh Nicholson, Nazir Francis, and Taven Blackmore.
And again, they show 3. That's the big key factor. Niagara, they were avoiding the block. They were hitting around the double team. They sent that third one. It is so much harder to get any opening.
The Great Wall of Humber coming up big when it matters. And Paul Manna now serving. Manna, strong serve, but a good dig. Niagara returns, but sloppily. Nicholson up for Loney. That one is not handled well at all. 19-14 Humber.
This is a big momentum shift here. Humber trying to continue to grow out their lead, but again, they're playing deceptive volleyball, and that's going to be the key to continue to winning these points.
They need to keep Niagara guessing. And here's Manna with the serve. Good low serve. And a good play. My goodness, Paul Manna, what a dig. Over to McAlpine. That one's blocked. Gray-Phillips up for Nicholson. Over to Blackmore, and that is off the net. 4 hits for the Hawks, and it almost looked like they were trying to do a little too much there, Zach.
Yeah, the deception, it caught Blackmore off guard. He was not expecting the ball to come his way. But, I mean, you got to expect it, right? With how tough the block has been for Niagara so far today, you got to expect that the ball is always coming your way. You always got to be reading it. That was just a tough break.
It was just a tough break.
He got a little bit anxious.
And you could see the reaction from Nicholson. He orchestrated a beautiful play that did not come to fruition. Nicholson, here's another set to Blackmore. A straight block from Wisdom Smith.
Yeah, Wisdom Smith has been a unit when it comes to blocking, as well as Rowan.
Yep.
Redekop and Smith, just 2 guys that are just dominating right now on the front line.
And Redekop, of course, had a couple of emphatic kills in this game. And Wisdom Smith, a couple of serious blocks. Blackmore digs it. Over to Nicholson, set up for Blackmore again. Barely handled by Niagara, they send it back over. Gray Phillips, Nicholson, that one goes to Loney, no mistake made. Alec Loney with the kill for Humber.
They still haven't been able to answer that quick set, and credit again Josh Nicholson for doing what he's been doing and just mixing in every player, because you give them different looks, they don't know what you're going to do. And when you do that quick set every couple of plays, they're not expecting it, and it's been working very, very well.
Caleb Hewitt, you mentioned earlier, very good server and just long. The bad luck for Caleb Hewitt continues, unfortunately. He's gonna come back out for Josh Nicholson. As another service error for Caleb Hewitt. Ashton Newitt serving for Niagara now. 20-17 is the score. Blackmore handles it, but sloppily. Nicholson over to McAlpine. My goodness. What a set from Josh Nicholson.
From any other player on the outside, that is a tough, tough set. But because he's a lefty, he's able to swing around it. Great play.
Goodness.
Great play by McAlpine.
And now a timeout called by Niagara. Taven Blackmore will be the next serving member of the Humber Hawks. And your Humber Hawks lead the Niagara Knights 21-7.
It's been a great one so far. I mean, we were entertained in that first set. The second set is just as electric. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this one go. And look at this. We have a nice little shot of Nazir Francis. He's breaking out a smile. Good for him.
And finally,
something we don't see that often out of Nazir Francis. A very serious guy.
And finally, some smiles out of the Hawks bench. As it was a tough second set for the most part. It was a tough first set for the Hawks. They dropped it. But a fantastic back end of this second set. The offense comes alive. Josh Nicholson looks like the greatest setter in the OCAA tonight.
He is playing chess while the other team is playing checkers, and that's what you need out of your setter.
Loney and McAlpine have been incredible, but in my opinion, it is Josh Nicholson who has been the catalyst for this Hawks offense so far tonight. Number 5 running the show. And there's Blackmore, another service ace. There's nobody in Ontario better at it than this man right here. And Humber takes a 5-point lead, 22-17.
I'm starting a dialogue. MVP talks when it comes to Blackmore.
And I'd love to echo those. But that serve, unfortunately, probably not going to work in his case.
Hey, Tay, I know you're eventually going to see this. That one's on me.
We're going to have to keep the MVP talk till after the game here. Yeah.
I will take full responsibility for that one, big dog.
Well handled by Sideoff, right into the wheelhouse of Alec Loney. And another emphatic kill for number 11.
Yeah, and the Knights just look lost right now because they can't predict where the ball's going to go. They don't know where to send the double team. It is just a great job done by Nicholson. That's been the TSN turning point, if you might want to say.
Absolutely. Loney just wide by inches. And you're absolutely right, Zach. It was a change of play from Josh Nicholson, maybe coming from Coach Wayne Wilkins, but there was certainly a shift. As that serve goes long, Humber regains possession. There was certainly a shift in Humber's game plan midway through that second set. Instead of targeting the heavy hitters right away, using misdirection to confuse their opponents. McAlpine with a strong serve. Oh, yeah. And then a good defensive play, but it's called out of bounds. But the net officials called it inbound. Coach Wayne Wilkins certainly thinks that it's inbound. The net official not agreeing.
The line judge called it in, but she then said it was out. She said it was her mistake.
Yeah.
So that's what head coach Wilkins is upset about, is saying, well, you called it in, you got to stick with that call, but they switched it to out. Now the two captains are talking with the head official. And we have the Humber bench singing the Jeopardy theme song. There we go. There we go. Attaboy. We have the DJ right beside us.
And a round of applause for the DJ.
He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. We have fun here. We have fun here in the Hawks' Nest.
And you know, Zach, when you're 13-0, it's a little easier
It's
to
a
have
little bit
fun.
easier.
Good serve handled. Oh my, another great set into the wheelhouse of Nazir Francis. That was game point. And the Hawks are gonna tie it 1-1, 25-20, the score of that second set, with the clinching kill coming from the hand of Nazir Francis.
And that was a little bit dominant too, because Humber, once they figured out their game plan and how to rock and roll, they looked great. They looked like the team we have been waiting to see. And we're just, you know, it looks like a different team.
It does look like a different team. I apologize for the laugh, but LiAngelo Ball makes me laugh every time I hear that kid.
Oh.
So a super strong finish for Humber in the back end of that second set. We mentioned how it kind of looked like Niagara was in the driver's seat. After a Humber timeout, they certainly switched the story around. Josh Nicholson took charge as the catalyst for the offense, single-handedly misdirecting the Niagara Knights and getting his heavy hitters going. As you can see some highlights, that last one there was the final dagger of that second set. And here is the mastermind behind it all, Coach Wayne Wilkins.
Now, the big thing you got to note here, yes, the Humber Hawks have tied it one set apiece. This is going to be a massive swing set, though, because if the Hawks can go up 2-1 here, you take the momentum into that fourth set to just try to put it away 3-1, and the vice versa, exact same for the Knights. This will be one of the, if not the biggest set of the night between these two teams. It should be one of the best ones we see. It's going to be hard to top set number one, but I have a feeling set three is going to just be as good, maybe even better.
It is going to be hard to top set one, and here are some replays from set two. You can see the Tavon Blackmore service
Cold.
ace there.
Cold. You see the players, they're rubbing their arms. It's cold.
Ice cold.
Ice cold. Ice in his veins. Now, usually after set one, Blackmore, when they come over to the side where we're on here on the stands, he runs over, gives me some candy. I understand. After that first set, a little bit upset with how it went. Now hoping the momentum changes. We might get candy in the fourth set. We got to see how the mood is. I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Now, what kind of candy does he normally supply?
Oh, day one, it was gummy worms.
Wow.
Last time on Saturday, it was Haribo gummy bears.
Wow.
So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm hoping, you know, there's something. We don't know yet.
Tavon Blackmore single-handedly keeping my broadcast partner's sugars up.
Exactly. I'm technically a part of the team now, if you think about it. That's the fuel that fires the Humber Hawks men's volleyball team.
You know,
and they let me
equipment-
have some, so I'm technically a part of the team now.
I've heard of equipment managers. Could you maybe be a gummy manager?
It might be the gummy manager.
Right. Although you might have to start supplying
The snack
instead
connoisseur.
of receiving.
That's what I am.
Ah, yeah. Do we get little written reviews of each candy, you know?
Yeah, and you can tell how it impacts the players. No, I'm
Right.
just kidding. I don't go
Right.
that deep with it.
And you know, they had gummy worms and not Haribo today.
I know.
How does that reflect on the
How
performance?
does it impact the performance? And does the performance get impacted when Zach doesn't receive any candy on the broadcast? I don't know.
You know, it was a shaky start to that
I
second
know,
set.
that's what I'm
Maybe it would have been a
saying.
stronger start if you'd been fed. Leland Parento looking to feed his team with a service ace here. Dug by Blackmore, and then finished by Blackmore. My goodness.
And don't let him get heated up here. Once he gets going, it's hard to stop him. Blackmore has just had a great season, having another great game here. Started off slow, but he's built off of that, a big second set performance.
And that little smile from Taven Blackmore must sit in the nightmares of his opponents, as Niagara is going to even the score there with a nice kill.
Don't look now, but there may or may not be a couple words being exchanged between Blackmore and Smith. Obviously, they're saying, hey, you're a really good player, so are you.
There's nothing but respect in OCAA
Clearly,
athletics.
nothing but love and respect for each other. But it's getting interesting. And keep an eye on that, see how hyped up they get as they continue on. And well, I'm excited to see how this one goes.
Here's Blackmore with the serve. Strong serve, but it handled well. Good block there from Loney. Up again, that one gets through. Blackmore and Segui even at 2.
Again, big swing set. Both of these teams know it. They want to come away with a big, big victory here in set number 3.
Rowan Redicop now for the Niagara Knights. It's a slow serve, handled by side off. Fake to Loney. And a nice play from Blackmore, but nicely handled by Niagara. Nicholson over to Blackmore, to KGP, goes deep. Well returned, and then a big block from Humber. Back again, 1-2, and they can't finish. Side off over to Gray Phillips, and nobody could get there.
Got caught in a rock in a hard place right there was KGP. He got a hand to it, just couldn't get enough air underneath it.
A deflection off the shoulder of side off. Sent that ball straight down into Kyle Gray Phillips. Wow, what a dig. Over to McAlpine, my goodness. Again, McAlpine blocks it. Good dig from Niagara. Sent back over, side off. Up for Nicholson. Smith quickly over. Nicholson, a good set to McAlpine. That one is going to go out of bounds. So Alec Loney with the serve now.
And head coach Wayne Wilkins gets served with the yellow card.
He's had a couple of comments to say to the net official today, and
only positive ones. Only positive ones have been said. He said, fantastic job. I like the way that the whistle looks today. The collar, it's really popping.
Good serve there, and my goodness, Kyle Gray Phillips, no time for that.
Quick twitch motions, that's what that was. Look at this. Excuse me, puts it down right there.
Loney again, that's a good serve. And a good dig there from Nicholson. Blackmore gently over the net, there's Smith. Plays it up, and it's a nice kill from Liam Marchetti.
Bunch of players on the Hawks wanted a call right there, but didn't get it. The Knights, they're staying close, and this is what we should have expected again. These two teams going back and forth.
Wisdom Smith's gonna drop that in for side off. Over to Gray Phillips, just wide. Good awareness from Micah Newitz of the Knights.
This is a Knights team, again, coming into this one 7-5. They're 5-5 in their last 10, and they're on a one-game winning streak. They are playing a lot better than their record shows.
Yes,
Humber,
they
have dominated opponents, and Niagara just playing them so strong right now.
Humber's return gonna go straight over, and then the block from Nazir Smith is gonna go out of bounds. And the Niagara Knights hold a 2-point lead on the Humber Hawks.
Humber, you can't get discredited here. You got to go back to your game plan of just being deceptive. Get clean looks.
Handled by Blackmore. Nicholson over to Nazir Francis. That one's blocked. Set up. A good block there, but Nicholson can't get there in time. Humber now down 3.
And for the second time, the wall, they go up to block it and they just lose track of the ball coming down.
Side off, up. Nicholson, and a strong kill from Nazir Francis. And that's what Humber needed. A quick switch in possession. Michael McAlpine serving now. McAlpine deep into the backcourt. Up by Parento. Well handled. Oh my, Josh Nicholson, what a set. Niagara was clamoring for a call. They got the point, but not the call. And it doesn't seem like the net official wants to hear the complaints after they've gotten the point.
I have a feeling head coach Steve Stone is about to receive a yellow card. The ref, both sides have been at him here today, and
well, his reaction to that, and there you go, a great prediction there. And he's not backing down. He still thinks he's correct, but his reaction to that potential missed call, jumping up and down on the sidelines, is not going to be taken too kindly by the officials. But 8-5, the Niagara Knights lead your Humber Hawks. Liam Marchetti with the serve. Dug by Gray Phillips. Back over to Gray Phillips. Easily handled by Newitz. That's up for Parento, and a good block from Nazir Francis. Hawks get possession back, down 2, 8-6.
And that's a backbreaker. Francis receives a red card. He says, my bad.
My goodness.
Humber lose the possession. So there were some words exchanged at the net after Francis spiked that down. I don't know what they were. We're not going to repeat them. We're not going to read lips here. I'm sure he was just saying, I got a great kill. That's all he was saying. Emotions are high here in the Hawks Nest. This is what you love to see. I am having a ball right now. This is so much fun, partner. Absolute electric atmosphere. You can hear the women's team for the Hawks cheering on the men's squad.
So if Nazir Francis was issued a red card, he should be exiting the game. But it does not appear as though he is. A penalty for a red card in international play is expulsion from the set, but this is not international play. Set over to McAlpine, a good strike. Nobody there for it, but a good save from Newitz. Set to Francis, gently. Smith with a strong strike. That one goes out of bounds. Gonna be Humber's point here.
Partner, this is fun. We're in the middle of atmospheres here. The far right side, you see Humber's women's team cheering. This is another look at the red card, but just off to our left here, Niagara's women's team is putting up the same amount of noise. This is an electric atmosphere right now. You would think that this is a playoff game.
Yeah, both these teams seriously into it. You mentioned a couple of conversations back and forth from the men's team, and you are certainly hearing some opinions from the women's squad to our left. As Leland Parento gonna serve here for the Knights. Niagara still up 2, 9-7. Handled by Blackmore, but right in front, it's a battle at the net. No call made. Blackmore, and they're gonna call a violation against Niagara.
Contact on the net when the block went up. Blackmore does a great job. Again, the Knights understand that he is a player you got to look out for. Coming into today, 140 kills. They've held him to 6.
Some miscommunication there as Humber going to get a free point. Just some miscommunication there between Rowan Redkop and his setter. And Nicholson with the serve. Redkop over to Parento, back to Redkop. A strong, quick play there. And you can see the set from Redkop. Over to Parento, back to Redkop.
This is a fun one, partner. We are having a blast here, Niagara. They are coming in to the Hawks' Nest, just trying to knock off a team that's so good at home.
Long set to McAlpine. Oh my, what a block from Wisdom Smith. It's not his first tonight. It probably won't be his last.
You can see on the screen right behind the bench, the women's team is getting into it. This is gonna go down the wire. This has playoff atmosphere vibes all around right now.
And there's the serve. Over to Loney, my goodness, another quick kill. This time it's Humber's. And Coach Wayne Wilkins says, calm down, calm down. Don't get too excited here, play your game. As Niagara has been in control for the vast majority of this second set, Taven Blackmore serving now for Humber, looking to switch momentum. It's a good serve just over the net. Parento over to Smith, gently, oh my, Kyle Gray Phillips.
KGP read that perfectly. Wisdom Smith wound up, you'll see it right here,
Yep.
winds up, goes with the tip, but look at the right hand of KGP. Wisely keeps the block up there just for seconds longer.
And here's Blackmore again. That one's dug well. Parento across, another good dig from Blackmore. Nicholson up for KGP, that one is blocked. Possession back to the Knights.
Who else? Redkop and Smith combined coming into today with 54 blocks. Combined, these two are just a force at the net.
It's a good serve, handled by KGP. What a set over to Michael McAlpine. Niagara just gets it back over. Again, over to Michael McAlpine. Everyone was looking at Alec Loney. It went the other direction.
He makes it look so McEasy.
Yeah, he does.
It's 2025, and I'm never giving up the Mick jokes. Never. They are a staple point at this point in the broadcast.
Loney, good serve. Parento over to Newitt. Wow. Gray Phillips from a tough angle just makes contact with the net there, so they're going to have to whistle it down, but a bit of an odd angle, and he still got that set off pretty impressively.
Humber have been trailing this entire set. It's currently still down by 2. They are battling it out here. Punch for punch.
Matthew Chakux with the serve. Gray Phillips. Good set from Nicholson. The point goes to Humber after the block goes out of bounds. And you just mentioned Humber has been trailing this entire set. Maybe an opportunity to finally equal things. Michael McAlpine ready to serve. It's a good serve. Handled by Newitt. And around the block, nobody there. Liam Marchetti.
We really got to credit Micah Newitt a lot more. The libero for the side of the Knights. We have not said his name a lot, but my God, has he shut down some of these big kills from the Hawks. It only shows 5 digs, but I feel like he has plenty more than 5.
It's got to be. It's got to be. True point now. Handled by Blackmore. You can see Nicholson trying to do something but Humber's gonna get the point.
It's so smart. Again, Nicholson realizing midair that that ball is out of reach to set it, and he just swats it to the outside after it hits the hands of the wall. Just such a heads-up play by number 5.
Very similar to that play you'd see in basketball as the ball's going out of bounds, and you just throw it off of an opposing player. As that KGP serve goes a little long, and the 2-point lead is returned. Noah Trombley now with the serve. Handled by Blackmore. Nicholson back to Blackmore. That's off a couple of hands. Parenteau tries putting it back. Blackmore gets it up into the air. McAlpine, a good strike. And the point is Humber's. The point is going to Niagara. I apologize.
That was a 50-50 ball. Blackmore elected to play it off, but it still just dropped down and hit the line. That right there, you go with your gut, assuming it's going to keep spinning out of play, but just stayed on the line. That's a tough break for the Hawks, and right there, big bounce back point.
Yeah, it would have been a big swing for Niagara there if they could have taken a couple of points. They have not been able to expand on their 2-point lead, but Humber has not really been able to close the gap either. Nazir Francis now. Good serve. Parenteau, that one's blocked by Loney. Nicholson and McAlpine falling over each other. The point goes to Niagara as the ball falls out of bounds. And maybe there's that extra point. So a couple of odd situations there and back-to-back points. Both of them go in favor of Niagara. And here's Leland Parenteau. Parenteau handled by Blackmore. Nicholson behind to McAlpine. That one's handled by Smith. Quickly back over side off with a good dig. Over to Blackmore. Another good block. This one goes out of bounds. Humber point.
Just got to keep it close. You got to keep it close until you get to 20, and then it's really anybody's game at that point. These two teams, it's just been a heavyweight fight.
Michael McAlpine tied for the lead in kills for the Hawks so far today with Alec Loney. Both big men have 9 kills on the day.
It's getting late into the evening on a Wednesday night, but the action has been keeping us warm inside.
Yeah, and this one doesn't seem to be close to be over either.
I don't think this is even close, partner. I mean, I think we still have two sets left to go.
Coach Wayne Wilkins talking to his Humber squad here. The sets are tied at 1. Niagara leading 18-16 in this one. Niagara has been leading for the entirety of this third set. 3 points was their largest lead. 1 point was their smallest lead.
Humber bounced back beautifully. They got that set 2 victory, but this is a bigger part of the game. Set number 3, it's such a big swing set, especially when you're at home. If you can get up, you have the crowd behind you, you have that home court advantage behind you, you need to execute. It's now or never for the Hawks.
Here's Caleb Hewitt. A good serve this time into the back left corner. And then out by the Niagara Knights. So just a 1-point lead here, and Caleb Hewitt back to the service line. You can see that attempt there from Ashton Newitt. Just wide, and a good serve and an ace from Caleb Hewitt. And we are all tied at 18.
Big time plays from big time players. Hewitt, that is a massive service ace, evens us up here 18 apiece.
Looking to do it again here. It's another good serve. This one's handled a little better though. Over to Smith. Good dig from Kyle Gray-Phillips. Hewitt over to McAlpine. Parento, good save. Over to Newitz. It was a strong block, another strong block from Alec Loney. Again, this one's long. It'll be Humber's point, and the Hawks will take a 19 to 18 point lead.
Their first lead of the set. Caleb Hewitt coming in, some big time serves when the Hawks need it, and he's doing a really good job again, exactly what Nicholson did, facilitating the ball.
And it's another good serve there. And that point will go in Humber's favor once again as a fourth touch is made by the Knights. And I talked earlier about how Hewitt was brought into the game for a couple of possessions to take serves specifically. We're seeing why now. Another good serve. That one
Heads up,
blocked
Diego.
by Alec Loney.
Diego almost died.
And
Our
Humber's
photographer almost took the volleyball to the back of the head. That would have been a devastating loss. Look at this. Oh my God, Diego.
You can see right off the head of Alec Loney.
Terrifying moment. My heart skipped a beat.
Thank goodness he doesn't have eyes on the back of his head or his life would have flashed before them. Up for Loney, my goodness. What a serve, what a finish from Alec Loney. An emphatic slam to give Humber a 2-point lead. And a timeout called by Niagara as the script has been flipped by the Hawks. 21 to 19 is the score. And Zach, you know, Humber doesn't want to look back from here. They've taken a lead. They've been the better team for the last 4 possessions. They're not looking back.
Sorry for all the listeners at home. When the cha-cha slide comes on, you just got to enjoy it. You just got to enjoy the cha-cha slide. I'm just going to say it right now.
Really, you guys missed out on us because you didn't get to see us doing the cha-cha slide.
I know dead air is never good air, but it's the cha-cha slide. You got to understand, you got to do the cha-cha slide, and you got to put 110% effort into it.
That's what they're here to watch, right? Us do the cha-cha slide.
Oh, of course.
A good serve from Taven Blackmore, and then a good dig from Alex Segui. Saves it. McAlpine all the way to the backcourt. Good misdirection there. Blocks back and forth. It's a good rally. Tipped off of Kyle Gray-Phillips. Hewitt's got to get it over the net. He does. Saved by Parento. Across, and oh my, another good save. Segui now over to McAlpine, and that one will go. Humber comes through after a long rally.
The big lefty coming through. Michael McAlpine soaring through the air. So majestic every time he goes for the hit.
And McAlpine being a leader offensively today, along with Alec Loney, both at double-digit kills. And here's Taven Blackmore. What a serve. Parento up for Smith. What a save from Blackmore. McAlpine just couldn't get there. Possession will swing back in Niagara's favor. 22-20 is the score.
And that's okay. If you're Humber, you're okay going point for point here because you'd still win the set. You just have to continue to play good defense and transition that into a solid offensive approach.
The 2-point lead is huge. Here's the serve. Well returned by Gray-Phillips. There's Parento. Over to Newitz, and Niagara back-to-back points. Coach Wayne Wilkins gonna call his second time out of the set now. 20-21 is the score here on this Wednesday, January 15th. And we're gonna do round 2 of the cha-cha slide here as the Humber faithful gets excited, gets involved. Coach Wayne Wilkins not participating in the cha-cha slide. All business from the 28-year veteran.
He understands how important this set is. And he's trying to rally the troops. They're up by 1. They're 3 points away from going up 2-1 against this Knights team that, and frankly, in all honesty, they have impressed. This Niagara Knights team looks amazing tonight. That front net presence by Radikop and Smith has just been insane all night long. They have been dominating these Humber hitters. But it all depends how it comes down here. Who will answer back?
Speaking of Radikop, he just had the serve there, and we have a tie game, 22-all. As it's Radikop who comes through clutch. Serving again for the lead. Radikop, that serve is well along. And those are those errors that just eat at you. Alec Loney, the second best serviceman on this Humber Hawks team.
Third-year player out of Mississauga.
It's a strong serve, handled by Newitz though. Smith, my goodness. Not his first dramatic kill of the night.
The Winnipeg native coming in has 87 kills. Tonight, he has added to that total. He's at 9 kills, but he's also done in the backcourt. 8 digs.
Not mentioning the blocks as well as that set out of the reach of Nazir Francis. The Niagara Knights will take a 24-23 point lead. And in set 3, we are sitting at set point.
Big moment right here. This is a big time moment in this match.
Wisdom Smith with the serve, handled by Gray Phillips. Fakes to Nazir Francis. Michael McAlpine picks it up.
What did I say? We had to get better than set number 1. Well, we're going to another deuce. These two teams can't decide it in just 25. We got to keep going.
I hope everyone is ready. Buckle in. It's going to be a long night.
Get
Michael
your
McAlpine
popcorn.
with a good serve over to Francis, but it's wide. Advantage goes to Niagara. Get your popcorn.
Get your
You are
popcorn.
absolutely- Not right now, though. Don't go anywhere right now.
Go get some cookies from the cabinet right now. This is a perfect time.
This is the perfect time. A timeout was just called.
If you're getting hot at home, open a window. You have about 30 seconds. Man, what a match this has been. This is, coming into the game, Niagara, like we mentioned, 7-5. This is a team we knew had talent, we knew were good, but they are playing a team that is 13-0 and has been dominating the league like it's nobody's business. They are playing them tight right now. This is a Niagara Knights team that if they played like this to start the season, they might be with Humber and with Fanshawe sitting up there with a 13-0, a 10-3 record. This has been sensational. The Niagara Knights look amazing right now.
Humber is certainly not the runaway better team in this game. The Niagara Knights have proven that they are a legit program and that they are here to compete.
Big time moments breed big time players. Who is going to be the one to step up for the Hawks? They need it more than ever right now.
The last time Humber was in a situation like this was November 30th against St. Clair. In that one, Humber went up 2-1 before St. Clair evened it at 2 apiece, and Humber won in the final set. Just a reminder, if this game does go to 5 sets, the final set will only go to 15. And there's Nazir Francis. What a block at the net to bring this set, back to deuce, 25 all.
And I always say Nazir Francis, a guy that doesn't show a lot of emotion. He got red carded for showing emotion. Right there, he gets the block, plain face. Doesn't show anything, job's not done.
Job's not done. As here's Kyle Gray-Phillips. Good serve, low serve, handled by Newitz. Over to Smith, it's a floater. Saved by Segui. Oh my!
And again, no reaction on the face of Francis. Stone cold killer.
A mean kill from Nazir Francis. What a set from Josh Nicholson. And how many assists does he have today? I don't have that number, but I would like it. Good set from Parento. And there it is. Humber takes set number 3, 27-25.
Wow.
As Wisdom Smith goes long on the attempted kill. Zach, that was a heck of a set.
I mean, that's a massive, massive set. We're not done just yet.
We're not done just yet.
We got another one to go. Excited to see how this one continues, but I can't believe what we just witnessed there again.
Yep.
We go to a deuce.
Yep.
This time, Humber comes away with it off of 3 massive plays from Nazir Francis to secure them that spot to get the advantage, and then they play fantastic defense to get the victory. The swing set, again, I talked about how vitally important it is. That was so important for the Hawks to take that swing set.
Changes the look of the entire match for Humber now.
And again, when you look at what the Hawks have done today, they have been suffocated at the net by this defense. The wall of Smith, of Rowan, they have been just dominating the Hawks nonstop. Humber, they have been able, though, to fight around the blocks, fight around the heavy pressure at the net, and they've stolen 2 sets.
Right, you talked about a lot about using misdirection, and Josh Nicholson seems to be the expert at it. Now you see me, now you don't. You don't know where the set is going, and you don't know where the kill is coming from. Humber looking to close out this game.
It'll be very interesting to see who comes up with a big-time play. We've already seen so many highlight reel plays in this match. It's been electric. It's been fun. Again, credit to the Knights. They've come into the Humber Hawks house, and they are playing them like a team that is perfectly 13-0 as well.
Yep.
But hold on, partner. We got the popcorn cam. If you show up to a Humber Hawks
seasoning.
game, whoa, Rachel Vanderwall. Where was the seasoning when I got mine? I'm a little bit jealous right now.
What do you think they got over there?
If it's dill pickle, I'm kind of jealous. That's one of the best seasonings. That and salt and vinegar. Wow, my feelings are hurt a little bit. I can't believe that wasn't offered to me.
The snack connoisseur's ego is bruised, folks.
It's very bruised.
It's bruised.
Wow, that broke my heart.
We might be having too much fun for a game this close.
Oh, I'm having a blast right now. This is electric. This has been maybe one of the funnest, is that a word?
Yeah, it can be a word for you.
One of the best games that we've had.
One of the most funnerest experiences I've ever seen. And you look at the scores of these 3 sets, right? You know that sets 1 and 3, they went to a deuce, but even set 2, only a 5-point swing. In volleyball, that is not significant. It's not uncommon to see Humber, especially this Humber team, win sets by 10 or more points.
And look at that, great crowd shot. We love the Humber faithful for always.
Faithful.
Hey, look, there's one of the softball players, Millie Russo. Getting loud, though. Niagara Knights faithful. Well. It's a fun one. Everybody's having fun here. Here we go, 4th set.
Josh Nicholson, a good serve, deep into the backcourt. One-on-one, Taven Blackmore gets the block. Again, but that one gets by him. It was a one-on-one battle twice in a row between Ashton Newitt and Taven Blackmore.
Behind the play, I don't know if you noticed that Blackmore, he stumbled into the stairs. It just might have rolled his ankle up a little bit, but slow to get up. He says he's okay, so that's a very big piece, if lost, for the Hawks.
He is not the kind of player who would tell you he's not good to go, though. Taven Blackmore is different. Set up by Parento, big block, Alec Loney, and the big man gets hyped.
Alec Loney just let out a scream I think you can hear in Antarctica. He just had a massive block, gets the Hawks the ball back. And again, Blackmore goes to the line. Blackmore, I've had conversations with him during the season, you know, in the offseason. He always tells me, I've always had some sort of injury that I've been playing with. And he came into this season fully healthy. Very excited for him.
More good blocks from Humber. Kyle Gray-Phillips gets it up. McAlpine gets it into the back. Oh my! Alec Loney once again. And another guttural scream from the 6'4" hailing from Mississauga.
I need whatever adrenaline Loney has right now. Oh my good Lord.
I can feel it
He
entering
is
into
roaring.
me. Taven Blackmore, a bit of a lucky bounce. Hand covering his mouth to hide the laughter, but he'll take those all day.
The bench almost just knocked down the water. Guys, be careful. I know you're excited. Be careful. We don't need to knock over the Gatorade. I think it was Paul Manna.
It
Paul,
was. You're
gotta be careful,
correct, yeah.
Paul.
Blackmore, another serve, this time an error. And it looks like they did spill a little bit. Paul Manna on his hands and knees.
Paul.
The Cinderella treatment, cleaning up the spill.
Mr. Manna, what are we doing?
Oh, man, oh, Manna.
Oh, man.
Couldn't help myself there, Zach. I apologize.
That was a good one. Can't lie. That was a good one.
Up by Nicholson, over the net. Wow, barely handled by Niagara. McAlpine, over to Nicholson. Loney goes for another one. And falling backwards, Taven Blackmore not able to get the dig as Niagara ties this one at 3. And it's Rowan Redekop now. Redekop's had a heck of a night so far.
Redekop and Smith have just been amazing for the side of the Knights.
It's a good serve, handled by Sidoff. Nicholson into Taven Blackmore, my goodness.
He said you can't let him get hot, and he has been slowly cooking as the game progresses. Not up there leading in kills just yet, but he's at 8 now.
And you know, Zach, what we're seeing here is these blockers from Niagara are spreading out. They aren't doing 2 or 3 at a time anymore. They're not double teaming Taven Blackmore anymore. They realize that Loney and McAlpine equally dangerous. They've now spread out trying to guard all 3. I think they're going to see, much as the rest of the OCAA has, that it is not a working strategy. As a block goes out of bounds as Humber collects another point here.
And who is that because of? That's because of Josh Nicholson. Nicholson has just done such a good job facilitating the ball to all of his hitters.
Absolutely.
He's made everybody feel like they are a lethal hitter.
Everyone's dangerous when Josh Nicholson is dispersing the ball. Oh, a good block from Nazir Francis, but just falls on the wrong side of the net. Liam Marchetti with the serve now. Marchetti hailing from Richmond Hill. Good serve, handled by Sidoff. Over to Nicholson. Oh, strong to Gray-Phillips. Over to Smith, that one's blocked. Humber's point. And another good block from Nazir Francis. Kyle Gray-Phillips with the serve now. Alex Segui just came in for Mikhailo Sidoff. Gray-Phillips off of the thumb. That is going to go wide right.
And I don't know if you caught it, partner, but head coach Wayne Wilkins, he sat down Sidoff and had just like a little one-on-one conversation with him, just talking about it. Hey, this is what you got to do when the play's coming.
It looks like they might have been going over something with his digs, and that one is going to go against Josh Nicholson.
Yeah, and
very obvious infraction.
No, they've learned, and Niagara, they faked the jump up. I don't know if you noticed that. Nicholson, he's gotten the Knights 3 times on that play,
yeah.
tried to go for the 4th, and it didn't work out for him. The Knights, they were prepared that time.
Nicholson behind the back set to McAlpine. That one is out. Good awareness from Taven Blackmore. You wonder, did he have a little bit of nerves after the last time he tried that? It didn't go his way. But a player who trusts himself in Taven Blackmore. Nazir Francis now. Straight into the net for the service error. And neither team will take a lead. Sorry, Niagara will take an 8-7 lead.
It's just punch for punch right now. And, you know, I didn't think I'd be saying this could possibly be a gold medal matchup, but Niagara Knights, man, they have turned it on here late in the season. They are playing the best team in the OCAA extremely well right now.
And when you look at the statistics, you know, you mentioned earlier that they lead the Western Division in blocks. If any team is equipped to take down the Hawks, it's going to be the team that blocks the best. It's not necessarily about your team defense, it's about shutting down those individual players, much like that. Taven Blackmore, nothing to be done. Nicholson behind the back, but a 4th hit from Blackmore. Josh Nicholson almost pulled that off behind the back.
If he did, that would have been a very impressive play, but nonetheless, Niagara come away with the point.
And it was only off of blocks. Taven Blackmore blocked twice in that rally.
The blocks have been the biggest aspect and the biggest turning point of this match between these two squads.
Good serve there. Nicholson back to Blackmore. Wow, good defense from Liam Marchetti.
It's just another block. I mean,
it's another block.
Their front net presence has been so good all game long.
Rock solid.
And nothing is changing.
Ashton Newitz here. You know, we haven't mentioned, but both Newitz brothers are on this team as Ashton Newitz commits a service error there. Number 8 and number 10 on the Knights, Ashton Newitz and Micah Newitz, respectively.
They're playing a fantastic game, both of them.
They are.
Both the Newitz brothers in the backcourt have been lethal, and then Ashton swinging and setting up his hitters is amazing as well.
Blackmore with a good serve there. That one's barely handled, and a good block from Loney. And there you go, Loney and McAlpine not letting that one pass from Liam Marchetti.
Man, what a set we're getting here. Again, no team able to pull away. It's just been back and forth.
Another good serve from Blackmore. And another good block from Loney. Niagara dishing it around again. There's Smith. Wow.
Heads up play by Smith.
And he just timed it perfectly as Humber's blockers were falling. You know, Zach, I wonder. This doesn't look like a team with a 7-5 record to me.
Yeah, this looks like a squad that's poised to continue some strong momentum.
Good play to McAlpine there. Nicholson from a knee over McAlpine. That one's blocked. Saved by Nicholson, though. Back over the net. Loney, Nicholson fakes to Loney, goes to McAlpine. Good dig there. Again, big block, big play from Nicholson. McAlpine back over. Oh my, what a rally. Blocks both ways. Parento up for Smith. Once again, Doug. And there it is. What a rally. Humber will come up with the point.
Mikhailo Saidov, fantastic job in the backcourt. Diving everywhere, laying the body on the line every single time. He did not care. He made sure that ball was up, able to get it to Nicholson or somebody that can just set up a hitter. That play and that rally just saved on the back of Humber's number 1.
Absolutely. Josh Nicholson, a couple of crazy sets while in the air. You saw the one falling backwards onto his tailbone, but here's Alec Loney. It's a good serve. Back over. Good dig from Nicholson. Loney sets it to McAlpine. It gets through the block. And Humber leading 12-11.
Such a good attack. McAlpine, because he's a lefty, has that natural slice in his swing. It is so hard to defend when it's coming at you.
Loney with another good serve. And this time the block going in favor of Niagara.
I almost had it. I was that close. I was that close from grabbing it.
Matthew Chakas now. Chakas had 11 kills the last time Niagara played Humber. Chakas just over the net. Nicholson fakes to Francis, to Kyle Gray Phillips, and the finish from KGP.
KGP having, again, another exponentially good game. He's a guy that you might not see on the scoreboard all that much, but he's a guy that makes impact plays when you need him to.
McAlpine with the serve. That one's handled by Newitz. Across, oh my. And a great kill from number 13, Matthew Chakas.
No team has been able to pull away. It's just been a back and forth affair since the start of this set. I would not be surprised if we see extra points once again. But man, oh man, this has just been such a fun game to watch.
And it really looks like a duel between two of the best teams in the OCAA, even if the standings might not make you think that. And there's a deflection.
We lost a volleyball.
Basketball
we
net.
have lost a volleyball.
We have lost it. Maybe we can get a shot of it there.
We will get that
volleyball
volleyball
in
back.
the rafters.
I don't know when.
Yeah, maybe never.
Maybe never. That lives up there.
Maybe never. Yeah.
You had a good run.
The rafters own that volleyball.
We will see you later. Oh man, I just looked up above us. There's a couple over there as well.
Oh, there are too.
Humber get the point here.
Very unprofessional. We were looking at the ceiling.
Oh, wait.
I don't think Humber got the point. Yes, Humber got the point.
So it was a quick kill, yeah. We got distracted by how many volleyballs are lodged up in the ceiling above us.
Yeah, there's a lot more than we thought.
4. I was expecting, 1.
Kyle Gray Phillips with the serve now, sitting at 6 kills on the day. And once again, we've got some conversations between Niagara Knights. That is Micah Newitz and the head official.
The crowd's loving it.
The crowd is loving it.
Energy at its highest. Oh man, this is what it's all about.
It is. And you can see the net official there, and he'll serve a yellow. This is going to go against number 10, Micah Newitz, I believe. Maybe Leland Parenteau.
I believe it's on Newitz.
Newitz, number 10. It was him who was over speaking with the officials. That would make sense. Kyle Gray Phillips. And that one's going to be a momentum swinger for Niagara. They feel like they got their own ball, don't lie situation here.
Did you expect anything else to happen here in set number 4? I mean,
no.
Honestly, these two teams, in the first set, it was Niagara that dominated. Second set, the Hawks dominated. Third set, it was a slug match. And now we're into an even tighter slug match here in the 4th set. These two teams are going back and forth.
Are they ever, as Blackmore handles the serve. McAlpine, my goodness, with the left hand.
So the Humber Hawks, they're able to tie it up every single time, but this is a crucial time. You need to swing it in your favor. You want to be in control of going up 2 points. You don't want to keep falling down.
Yeah, Humber playing from the back heel right now. There's Nazir Francis, a good serve. Parenteau over to Newitz. That one is out of bounds. Did a Hawk get a hand on it?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
And they're going to say that a Humber blocker got a finger on it, causing that ball to go out of bounds.
I don't know what the bench is doing, but I am locked in here.
Hey, and another ball, don't lie. It's definitely not the Heisman post, though.
It was not the Heisman post.
Not the Heisman
it was definitely
post.
not the Heisman.
Not that, no. I don't know what it was, but I know it wasn't that. Josh Nicholson with the serve here. Handled by Newitz. Back to Newitz. Wow, what a dig from Nicholson. Over to Blackmore, gently over the net now. Over to Newitz again. Sets it over. Oh my, the set and the kill. Nicholson to Loney like it's been all night. Number 11 gets it done for Humber, his 12th kill of the night.
Nicholson starts the play and then facilitates it to end it. My, Josh Nicholson is having a sensational game right now. As I say that, right into the net. That's the caster kibosh. That's on me.
Every time.
Every
folks.
time. You could almost count on it every single time. I don't mean to do it either. That's the crazy part.
You know, I haven't been doing this gig very long, but I've done that just about every time I've been on the mic. Nicholson, long set to Blackmore. That one's handled nicely by Smith. It's back over. Blackmore, Nicholson, Loney with a light touch. Gray Phillips back to Nicholson. Taven Blackmore is blocked.
On that play, Blackmore and Coach Wilkins, they both wanted a lift. They didn't get it, but Blackmore comes through. Heavy hit into the block, goes out of bounds. He gets fired up, and that's when things get dangerous for Niagara. If Blackmore is the one getting fired up, getting into the game more than he already is, it's a guy that can be a difference maker.
Here's the serve, just over the net. Wow, great dig there from Alex Segui, but just not enough. It was a good save from Ashton Newitz. Now serving is Rowan Redekop. Redekop has had himself a night up at the net. Gray Phillips, Nicholson, over to McAlpine. That one will go off of Newitz. Humber point.
McAlpine, my lord, he is just stepping up in a vital way. It's that outside hit. Everybody is thinking Nicholson is going to the power or to the middle, but it's always McAlpine on the opposite end that's getting the looks, and he is getting free looks every single time.
And now trailing 19-18, Niagara will call a timeout. And Michael McAlpine, 15 kills on the day.
This has been a fun one. This has been an electric game. Can't wait to see how it finishes. Both of these teams are laying it all out on the line right now. Can't wait to see how the ending goes. Oh man, it's fun. We are having so much fun here in the Hawks Nest. We appreciate all of you tuning in at home. Hope you're able to feel how high the energy actually is in the Hawks Nest right now.
Yep, this building is rumbling. Both from the students kicking their feet on the bleachers.
Oh man, McAlpine, what a day he has had.
Oh my
what
goodness.
a day he has had.
15 kills.
Wow. I mentioned after the first two sets, it was a very big discrepancy in the amount of kills that the Hawks had compared to what Niagara had. Well, Humber, they heard me. Their attack has been potent. It has been so good.
Michael McAlpine currently experiencing a career night. His previous game high of kills was 12, all the way back against Redeemer in 2022. He's got 15 at home tonight, folks.
Definitely has over 15 points as well.
I just didn't want to do the math, Zach.
Oh, go off, big man, big lefty.
Absolutely. There's another.
He's mixed swinging.
Number 16 for Michael McAlpine. Here's Alex Loney. Alec Loney, it's a good serve. It's handled. Parento, another obvious lift that goes extremely uncalled there. The third of the game. And that point's going to go in possession of Niagara. Coach Wilkins looks confused. As that is the third missed lift of the day. And the officiating has been fairly great so far today. A good kill there from Nasir Francis.
That's what you need.
Goodness.
That's what you need. You got to forget about that last play. Forget about that last play and hop onto the train. Francis, look at this. How quickly he gets up. Bam! Swings so fast.
And somebody needs to get an assist number on Josh Nicholson tonight. A great play from Niagara, finished by Liam Marchetti. As both teams kind of seem to be putting together some sweet offense.
We're getting to the witching hour here. Shout out to all my Red Zone fans. 21-20 score. Humber need 4.
And you know, Zach, we've got something on Red Zone. We are actually commercial free.
We are actually commercial free.
Nicholson, a good set to Gray Phillips. That one's blocked. Blackmore back to Gray Phillips, gently over the net. Parento serves it up. That one's deep. Blackmore's got a chance. It's off the rafters. As Humber was ready to throw aside the entire bench, get everything out of the way to get to that ball.
I looked down and saw 3 players in front of us. I thought we were about to get hit.
No, don't you worry. There's too much equipment on this table.
That'd be a very expensive bill.
It'd be an expensive crash.
All right, folks, we've been here before. 21-21. If the Hawks win, that is the game. If the Knights are able to continue to cause an upset, we go to the 5th and final set. Partner, you mentioned it before. If we go to that 5th and final set, it goes to 15 points only.
Here's the replay of that last kind of.
People were punching, chairs were in the way.
People were flying.
Everyone was
We
moving.
were flying.
Oh, yeah. We were in the background. Deuces to everybody at home.
You were saying, though, about the 5th set, there's a different point requirement that you have to meet.
So it goes to 15 points, but you get halfway. It's that 7 or 8 point total. Whoever gets there first, they'll flip sides, and then they play out the remainder of the set. But the Hawks, hoping to avoid that, hoping to go 3-1, continue this undefeated run that they have. 13-0 again. You can tell there's a lot of exhausted faces on the side of Humber. The same thing can be said about Niagara. These teams are leaving it all out on the court. This feels like an OCAA playoff game.
I don't think any team this season has worked this Humber team harder than Niagara has tonight. No team has made Humber switch around their game plan so many times. No team has made Taven Blackmore feel as though he was being stopped.
Whatever happens for the side of Niagara, you leave this gym very happy with what you've accomplished here tonight.
At 7-5, putting up a performance. Oh my goodness, Taven Blackmore.
But that's the scary thing right there.
Oh my.
Because once the Hawks start to get rolling, they find it. KGP just launched one into the backcourt.
Launched is absolutely the right word. No chance for Niagara.
This is why this team has been as dominant as they are and why they are the reigning, defending, 4-time gold medals champions in the past 4 years, partner.
Trying to make that 5. Paul Manna just subbed in for Calgary Phillips here. Getting ready to serve. And that is way long.
You can say they're striving for 5. The strive for 5 here this year, and it's looking good with how they started the season 13-0.
Are they striving for 5, or is it the drive for 5?
You can't take away what the team did for soccer. That was their slogan.
Yeah,
that was their slogan.
It's a great point. You know, I wasn't on the mic for soccer this year. Oh my, Taven Blackmore. Another beautiful set and another fantastic finish from number 16.
Big time moments breed big time players. Blackmore steps up and he does not miss.
Pressure creates diamonds, and there's one shining for Humber.
Pressure creates diamonds, and I love pressure. What is up, brother? What is up?
Nazir Francis with the service error there.
This point is crucial, partner. This would put either team on set point. Humber, it would put them on match.
Nicholson, the set. McAlpine, that one's handled off the rafters.
Go to the hot hand again. McAlpine is having a career day right now. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is blocking him.
They're trying. They're trying valiantly, but it is not to be done. And in the biggest moment of the game, Caleb Hewitt will come in after this Niagara timeout. Now, he's been a bit of a storyline today, Zach. He came in the first couple of sets, clearly came in to be a serviceman. He committed 2 service errors back-to-back on those sub-in situations. The last time they subbed him in, he went on a 4-point run that included 2 aces. Clearly, the trust is still there. A big moment man, and it's time for a big serve.
This right here, I know we've talked about it a bunch of times throughout in different moments of the game, but this is the biggest moment of the match, especially for the side of Niagara. Humber, they would love nothing else but to close it out 3-1. Niagara is trying to get that momentum back. They are fighting, they are clawing. They have pushed this Humber Hawks team to the limit. How are the Hawks gonna answer? They are the team that everybody wants to beat. They are the team that everybody sees on the mantle and that they want to knock off. Again,
they are the giant.
4 straight years winning OCAA gold. The OCAA, they want a new team to take that mantle. Niagara is trying to be that team. But Caleb Hewitt, how are you gonna hold down the fort is the question. Big time moment for number 13. Let's see what he can do.
And it's a good service. That one's handled by Newitz, though. Newitz back over. There's the dig. McAlpine can't get there. And a great play made by Zach Benoit on the rebound.
What can I say? It's all me. Get a replay of that one. Put that on my highlight tape.
Oh, yeah. Because obviously we're being filmed. Great dig from side off there, off the deflected. Oh my! Taven Blackmore, but he hit the net, and I think it's the right call. But no, they are giving it to Humber.
Yeah, Blackmore was ecstatic. He could not believe that the call went the other way. He's smiling about it now, but again, the Hawks are up by 1. We are in the deuce situation. They gotta win by 2. If you're Blackmore, clear the mind. This is the moment right here. Big moments breed big time players.
More service aces than any other man in the OCAA. And a great recovery from Niagara, sent back over by Newitz. Hewitt.
Yeah, that was a tough call. His foot went on the line, and when you're that close, it is so extremely tough on what to do.
So a tough call at match point will take us back to deuce. You can see there, and it's the right. Oh, that's the other replay. I apologize. Here's the serve from Rowan Redicop. Gray Phillips not handled nicely. Over to Blackmore. McAlpine, it's blocked. He gets it again. Hewitt back over to McAlpine. Over the block. That one's dug by Redicop. A good block. Humber back on the advantage. Alec Loney.
They send 3 again. They were doing it early in the game. They stopped. And that's when Niagara started getting some momentum.
Yep.
They send 3 again. They smother the kill. That is a big time moment right there.
And once again, match point to Alec Loney. Well dug there. Wisdom Smith. And Alec Loney dove for the dig, but off the net. And it's advantage once again. This time, Wisdom Smith. Dug by Gray Phillips. Hewitt to McAlpine. The line judge called it out of bounds. Advantage Niagara.
Oh my good Lord. I hope you don't got plans or work tomorrow morning. This might go all night. It's unfortunate that I have to work at 8 a.m. Very, very unfortunate for me.
I got to be at the dealership for 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Lord.
That is unfortunate.
It's okay. We're having fun. This is going to be stories to tell the grandkids in the future.
You can see Steve Stone, third year, Niagara head coach, having the conversation with Libido Micah Newitz.
Man, I just can't get over this Niagara Knights team and what they've done tonight. I mean, this is speechless. I'm speechless with their performance tonight.
Let's break down the records a little bit here. We talked about Humber, a perfect 13-0. They've won, coming into this game, they won in 39 sets and they'd only lost 4. Niagara, they'd only won 25 sets and they dropped 23.
I don't know.
The statistical difference between these two teams, incredible. Niagara has come into this building tonight and shown that they can hang with the best in Ontario. Wisdom Smith with the serve. Over to Gray Phillips, nice and easy with the left hand. How about that? Back to a deuce.
They're trying to win it with some pizzazz here. The Hawks, they got to get that advantage, and it comes right here big time.
And a little bit of flair. Michael McAlpine. What a dig by Newitz, my goodness. And then Parento over to Orr. Hewitt up, and there it is. Nazir Francis gives the Hawks the advantage.
Zero emotion out of Francis, stone cold.
Ice in his veins.
McAlpine has had a career day. Can he finish it off strong here?
A good serve dug by Newitz. Parento over to Smith. It's another dig by McAlpine. Segui over to Gray Phillips, gently over the net. That, a bit of a miscommunication there, ends up on the hands of Kyle Gray Phillips, sent back over. Parento. Oh my, what a play from Liam Marchetti. We are back to even.
What do they have to do? What do both of these teams have to do to try to get a victory?
My goodness.
We have seen extra points in 3 out of 4 sets. This is unbelievable.
Unreal. Liam Marchetti fresh off of that huge kill. Now at the service line. A good dig from Taven Blackmore there. Gray Phillips, a little bit of a risky play. And then a huge kill from number 4, Riley Orr.
How do the Hawks respond? That's all you got to ask right now. How does Humber respond? It's been a couple of plays where it hasn't been very clean. They haven't been playing their best here. How do they respond?
Handled by Sidoff. Nicholson, oh, miscommunication. It's over, it's out. And that is the set. Niagara will win the set 30-28.
We're going to 5.
We're going to 5.
We are going to 5. I cannot believe what I'm watching right now.
Both teams have come back in a set to win it in deuce points. At first it was Humber in set number 2. They came from behind to win it. Set number 3, I apologize. And now Niagara in set number 4 comes back.
Like I said before, if you're the Niagara Knights, no matter what happens now in set 5, you are leaving this gym with your head held high. And if you're the side of the Hawks, I mean, you can't even, your performance has been exponential as well. You've played a great game. It's just the Knights have come into your home and they are playing the best brand of volleyball I think they have played in a very, very long time. This Hawks team is doing everything that they humanly possibly can do. What a match we are getting treated to. This has been electric from the start, and I can't wait to see how this one ends.
Your keys to the game so far. For Niagara, it's been the blockers, leading the OCAA West in blocks per game, and they've shown why, shutting down Humber's best when it mattered. As for Humber, the key to their game has been misdirection. Niagara well poised to take down the offense. Humber has had to try and rejig their game plan, figure out new ways of getting kills, new ways of getting through this Niagara defense, and they've done it admirably. But the Niagara Knights have come to Toronto. They have entered the Hawks' nest, and they're trying to steal the eggs.
If I'm Humber, my game plan here going into this 5th and final set, you got to keep looking to those quick sets because it is working very, very well right now. This is your Francis, Alec Loney. They are getting some great looks and great opportunities. You got to keep exposing that. Also, keep looking to the backdoor set to Michael McAlpine. He is feasting right now. 16 kills, 7 digs. Number 4 in white has done everything you could have asked from him.
And we don't even have a statistic on the blocks, which you know there would be more than a couple of tonight.
This has been one of the best volleyball matches we have witnessed all year, and in the last couple of years, oh man.
Certainly Humber's tightest of this season.
So much fun. To all you folks at home, I hope you had a coffee. Welcome to the witching hour.
Coach Wayne Wilkins, a few final words before his Humber Hawks take the court. And you can see the scores there. Set 1, 29-27 Niagara. Set 2, 25-20 Humber. Set 3, 27-25. And we've got video proof that he was not out of bounds. My goodness.
Shout out to the women's volleyball team. Perfect. Good job, guys. Great job.
Absolutely
fantastic
unbelievable
job.
Work. Keeping
Let's
the
see what it is.
accountable.
It was Caitlin LaBelle, Alex Shoaga, and Reese Cholette. The 3 right there.
My goodness.
The VR. The VR. Good job, guys.
Oh my, big block from Alec Loney. Get hyped real quick here. And you know, you mentioned VAR. You could see Coach Wilkins asked for it a couple of times earlier in this game. And we'll get it courtesy of the Peanut Gallery. Handled well by Niagara, sent back over by Newitz. Nicholson with the dig, segue over to McAlpine. That one's handled back over the net. Gray Phillips, Nicholson, Taven Blackmore. That one is long.
Again, they get to 7 points. It's 7 or 8 points. I can't fully remember. But you get to that midway point of the set, you switch sides. And then, well, it's just whoever gets to 15 first or wins by 2.
Ashton Newitz with the serve. Handled by Saido. Over to Blackmore. Again to Loney, my goodness. Alec Loney, the one-timer.
Blackmore has had a slow start to this game, but he picked it up immensely. Yep. Big time to shine here in the 5th and final set.
Yeah, just 2 kills for him in that first set, and then 9 in the next 3. Back over the net. Nicholson over to Loney, my goodness. It's a shooting gallery.
What did I say? You got to keep going to the quick set. That has been the bread and butter for Josh Nicholson here today. It is working beautifully.
Here's Blackmore again. Taven Blackmore. Good serve. That one's handled by Newitz. Back over to Marchetti, off the net, handled by Blackmore. Over to McAlpine. It's a good dig and then a good save from, oh my, and another good dig from Blackmore there. Back to McAlpine. A good rally here. Punched over the net. Segui saves it. Nicholson, KGP. That one's long, off the rafters. Humber brings home the point.
And that's just a great job done right there. Nicholson again, fantastically, goes out wide to Blackmore. He goes backwards to McAlpine. He's already utilized Loney once. Nobody was looking at KGP. They get up there late, that goes off the hands into the rafters. Fantastic job facilitating by number 5.
Yep. And a quick 4-1 lead will force Niagara to call their first timeout of the set. As here's a replay on the last play there from Kyle Gray Phillips as the block goes out of bounds, and you can see the fist pump from Michael McAlpine.
It is electric. This is so much
electric.
fun. This is so much fun, partner.
Some last-minute words from head coach Steve Stone. As you wonder, obviously I've not watched Niagara's other games, but you wonder, do you think this is a team that's been punching below its weight? Has this team maybe been better all season long and they just haven't put it together? Because I struggle to believe this is a 7-5 volleyball team.
It seems like they've been growing towards where they're at tonight, slowly getting better every single game.
Oh my goodness, Taven Blackmore. What a dig though from Ashton Newitz, my goodness. Nicholson to Blackmore. The Newitz brothers combining on that one, my goodness. Nicholson back up top, Kyle Gray Phillips, it's saved by Perot. And that one is long. Off the save from Leland Parento. My goodness, what a rally. Humber clearly in control of that one.
This has been electric.
This has
been electric.
How about the Niagara Knights brothers combining for a little rally on that one, though? Here's the serve. Nicholson to McAlpine. An easy kill from the big left-handed gentleman wearing number 4.
Keep swinging, big lefty. That's what you like to see. Ready to run through a wall for Michael McAlpine right now. 17 on the day.
Alec Loney with the serve. Another good dig from Newitz. Loney off the net. Saved by McAlpine and then sent over the net by Nicholson. Oh, diving dig from Nicholson. And Kyle Gray Phillips, you know he's kicking himself for that one, just falling backwards, unable to get the ball in the air.
I need to know how many assists Nicholson is at right now.
We do need to know that, yeah. And Nicholson up into the air. Kyle Gray Phillips, that one is long. So Niagara storming back a little bit here. Unfortunately, Zach and I do not have the live statistics for the game in front of us. And a tough serve for Wisdom Smith, who's had such an incredible game up to this point. Arguably the biggest serve that he's had so far this game. And that one's a cookie, unfortunately, straight into the net. Michael McAlpine now. Newitz over the net. And KGP, his favorite move.
The crafty vet, KGP. What a job done, man.
You can see this serve returned right over the net. KGP, he's looking right. It's going left.
They gave that point
to Niagara. Yeah, we got so excited, guys, that we didn't even notice they gave the point to Niagara.
That's on us.
That one is on us. Yeah, there's yeah.
It's been a long night. It's almost.
It has been a long night.
It is 10:30. It's way past my bedtime. But there's no other place I'd rather be.
Amen, brother. Kyle Gray Phillips with a great serve. Parento, good set. Oh my, Taven Blackmore. How did he even get that off? Absolutely floating with the right hand off balance.
Lay the body on the line, 16. Oh my God, look at this again.
My
Blackmore
goodness.
on his back foot,
Oh,
cross
my.
court.
And the 8-point switch that
Wow.
Zach was talking about earlier will happen now. As Humber with an 8-5 lead. Serving now from Humber, Kyle Gray Phillips. Here's the serve. Handled by Newitz. Over to Smith, good blocks. Nicholson, over to Segui. Blackmore, yes, there it is. Another kill, Taven Blackmore. 9-5, Humber.
Blackmore picking it up when he needs to. Look at another look right here.
Great set from
Fantastic
Segui.
work.
Great set from Segui. Kyle Gray Phillips serving once again. Handled by Newitz again. There's Parento.
Over the attack line.
Calling the violation. Another point for Humber, 10-5 now. Their biggest lead since the second set, which if you remember, they won 25-20. Up 10-5 now, just 5 points away from the win. Kyle Gray Phillips. That one's back over the net, out of bounds. Taven Blackmore laughing to himself. And it's 11-5. Zach, the points are coming quick now.
This is why the Humber Hawks are 13-0. They have that ability to close out games, that close-out ability. They're showing it right now. This was a tight game for the last 2 sets. Humber, they've gotten the momentum back on their side, and they've blown the doors wide open, it feels like.
Gray Phillips, another serve now. That one was handled by Cherupi. Good blocks, but gonna be out on Humber just by a couple inches. Noah Tremblay subbing into the game for Niagara alongside, I missed the number. Here's Noah Tremblay now. Handled by KGP, Nazir Francis. Wow, good save from the Knights. And they'll get the point. A good heads-up play there by Ashton Newitz.
That is a great job by Ashton Newitz. Look at this play once more right here. He goes up to the side and just wisely, just the tip down. Such a heads-up play. He has been an MVP tonight for the Niagara Knights.
He has. Taven Blackmore. Over to Richardson. Nicholson up for Blackmore. Saved by Newitz, my goodness. Back over quickly. Oh my! Yet again, Josh Nicholson, and we saw the celebration before the break.
Pull out the bow and arrow
The
one
archer.
more time, number 5.
Sharpshooter Josh Nicholson.
Wow.
Stumbling over each other for the call. It was just too dramatic, guys.
Wow.
Niagara to call a timeout here, down 12-7. And what a kill from Josh Nicholson. Reminiscent of his kill against Conestoga weeks ago. The sharpshooter is out tonight. Josh Nicholson.
You can hear in the Niagara Knights bench, they're saying, we got to get fired up. We got to get into it right now. They're trying to battle back, knock off the top seed.
And Niagara, such a valiant performance today. You said it right at the beginning of this set. No matter what happens in the next 3 points or so, Niagara needs to leave this building with their head held high. You always want to win, but there is such thing as a good loss.
This is by far. The Hawks, if they continue to hold on to what they're doing right here, I mentioned it twice already. If you're the Knights, you cannot hang your head for what you did today.
Absolutely not. Handled by KGP. Over to Taven Blackmore. That one is long, 12-8 now. And no team has given Humber more trouble than this Knights team in this game tonight. Nobody has played the 13-0 juggernaut better than this Knights team has played them tonight.
And nobody's played the reigning, defending, undisputed champions like this.
Leland Parento, oh my, Taven Blackmore with the spike, but what a block from Rowan Redcop.
Redcop, I mean, he's leading the division in blocks, averaging 8.81 a set. And he is just doing it again today. This has been insane, the amount of blocks that we've seen. Smith and Redcop have just combined, I think, for over 20 at this point.
It must have been, oh my, Josh Nicholson, do it again, why don't ya?
It's his world, we're just living in it. The world, this is the world of Josh Nicholson. What a play.
And he's gonna come out here for Caleb Hewitt, which I would assume means it's Josh Nicholson's time to serve, which means Caleb Hewitt is gonna head to the service line. And I was absolutely correct.
2 points away. The Hawks look to close this out in 5. This is the toughest test they have battled all year long. This Niagara Knights team, they have found some sort of momentum.
Oh my, and it's an ace from Hewitt. An awkward reception from number 10, Micah Newitz.
That's the first mistake we've seen Micah Newitz make all day long.
That it is.
Caleb, how are you gonna respond and close this out?
And once again, a good angled shot. Parento manages to get it over. McAlpine, the Knights bouncing it around a little. There's the block, and that'll be it. It's Alec Loney with the final block. Humber will win 15-9.
They send 3 again. Why not? It's worked every single time. The Hawks, they send 3 to defend. They get the big time block. What a day, what a match. The Hawks go 14-0.
And like you said, the Humber Hawks improve to 14-0, perfect on the season. They will face Conestoga on Saturday, and that is at Conestoga. We'll await player of the game announcement here. Who's your pick?
Michael McAlpine. I don't know if you can go with anybody else. Maybe Josh Nicholson, but McAlpine, I mean,
career night.
Career night in kills, career night in points. He was sensational always around. Oh my Lord, what a game it was. Electrifying all day long. All 5 sets. Hawks go 2-0. What a day.
What a day. And the tightest match we have seen so far this season for the Humber men's team, with 3 out of 5 sets going to extra points.
Again, we're just patiently waiting for a player of the game, and then we will be ready to wrap things up here. It's just taking a couple of minutes here. We're just trying to figure it out.
Tough decision.
It's a tough decision. I mean, I don't blame him. I would not want to be the person making the decision here. Here we go. Yeah, that was the other big choice. Yeah.
From Josh Nicholson. We don't have his full stat line. We don't know how many assists he had today.
He had 100. He might as well have had 100.
He had 100,000. He had every single assist he needed to get. That is going to be all from us here at the Hawks Nest on this Wednesday, January 15th. I'm Will Shukri, joined by the fantastic Zach Benoit. 2 wins for Humber tonight. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Good night from Toronto.